Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Thanks for watching. In today's video we are going to be reviewing my week 2 budget and looking at setting up my budget for this week, also for week 3. And I just want to say before we get into it, thanks for watching. It's been fantastic hearing some comments from lots of people, and if you're new here then please subscribe to my channel and let's get into this. So this week has been quite slow, really. It's been lazy and slow for the most part. So this was where we were at last week, and it was a really good week actually. It was more Amazon that I was trying to stay away from. And then this is this week's, which if we can have a look here, we have got some side income that came in from selling different things, and I split that into 2 categories which I put at the bottom. And then some of these sinking funds I did end up dipping into because I had an unexpected birthday, I had a Christmas present that I bought, and also I've brought some things for a Christmas giveaway, and I ended up dipping into that fund quite a lot as well. So let's have a look at what we're dealing with. So these are my categories, and I have emergency fund, which is the one that I'm really trying to get into. Debt, which is just something that I'm throwing money into at the minute towards my car finance that I've just done again. So I was bringing it right down and now it's gone back up again. Christmas sinking fund, work, beauty, fuel, YouTube, which is just basically money that I put aside to buy things for you guys and to cover postage and things like that. Car maintenance to cover tax saving and also anything that might break or need fixing. Birthdays and my own personal dipping in, spending money there as well. So let's have a look. Like I say, this week has been really slow for me. I haven't really spent a lot of money as such. I have spent a few things, but nothing major. So one thing I did do was I did go ahead and go to I went to, where was it, Poundland, and I did go ahead and spend some money there. So I did do that, and then I think that's probably been about it really. I did go, where are we? Yeah. So I did go to McDonald's, but that was last week. And then I did go to Poundland, and it was bad, but I did spend some money there, and it was good because I just used sinking my cash envelopes, and that was just £10, and it was a want, and I spent it on the 6th. So I did go ahead and use my work one for that. So work is here, so my work one is empty because I did go ahead and spend that money. Other than that, that's probably about it. I didn't really spend much this week. Most of the stuff that's come out has been mainly things like direct debits and things that I just have to pay anyway. And then also this came out because I also spent stuff for a giveaway, but it was online, so I just spent it online, took the money out of my sinking fund and put it back into the bank. So that came out as a direct debit this week as well, but that, like I say, was covered by my sinking fund. So that is it for this week, so that is fantastic for me. I'm really impressed. So Wednesday was a no spend day, 4th, 5th, 6th, so that would be 10, and then here I didn't really spend anything. I will say this is rare for me to get this many no spend days. So 6 no spend days, and I am going to go ahead and put a little note just to put yay. No Amazon spending. Amazon is like the worst thing for me. Let me know in the comments, guys, what your worst thing is that you spend money on, because for me it's not really coffee or Starbucks or Costa or even like McDonald's or anything like that. Like, it's a treat for me to drop in there on the way to work or something. But for me, the biggest thing that I do tend to like click yes to is Amazon things. So that is really good for me. Okay, so that's it for this one. So now the only thing I need to do is to go ahead and take out personal spending. So there's £20 left in personal here. And I think what I might do is I might go ahead and just split it off into my two big ones at the minute. Obviously is Christmas and my emergency fund. I'm really trying to get to this goal as soon as possible, but I'm also aware that right now Christmas is around the corner, and I'm trying to throw as much cash in as I can to this envelope so that by the time January rolls around, I'm not in any sort of finance or anything like that. I've paid for Christmas and it is done. Hopefully next year I'll start saving from January and I'll be in a better situation, because I didn't really start saving this until mid-year-ish, and so because of that it's like a lot harder now because it isn't quite where I want it to be. So I'm just trying to throw any extra income towards it that I can. But for now, what I might do is split this off into 2 10s. And I'm just going to put a note here now to say, so I'm just going to put a note here to say 20 left over. And then I normally just put where it goes. So £10 into Christmas. And 10 emergency fund. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and stuff that into there. So there's 10. There we go. And then I'll just slot this in the front. Sorted. And that is it for that week beginning. Sometimes I'll fill the bottom bit in and sometimes I won't, it just depends, and for now I'm not going to bother filling this in, it's really not that important. So let's move on to this week beginning, and mine is running, because I got paid on the Wednesday, I like to run my pay week from pay week to pay week basically. So my first week was from the 28th to the 3rd. The second one was from the 4th to the 10th. So my new one runs from the 11th to the 17th. And hopefully as well in this pay week, my new car payment should go out. It hasn't gone out at all yet, and this will be the first one. And I don't know about you, but I'm always anxious for it to come out, just to make sure everything's okay. So I'm just waiting for that one to come out, and hopefully it will. So our first one now is the 11th, 2020. So I'm going to go ahead and just get some white tape for these because we don't need them. There we go. And I'm just going to put some across the top of these. Because they're not needed. I kind of wish in the new one for next year that the Happy Planner had just really just stopped putting categories in altogether and just kept it blank like this. I think that would have been a lot better than keep putting in those categories because not everybody uses them. But anyway, never mind. And then for this week we have, I'm gonna move that, so we have 20, 40, 60, 80, 90, 100, and we also have an extra 10, which is again side hustle income, because I sold some things again, so it can come as extra. And I'm just going to do like I normally do, yeah. So plus 10 side income, because I sold some things. And then I'm just going to go ahead and list all of my categories here that I put into. So YouTube, personal, debt, Christmas, car maintenance, emergency, fund, beauty, work, birthday. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Spot on. Okay, so those are my categories for this one that I use. And one of the things I will say to you is only have as many categories as you need. So for example, when I first started this, I really didn't have any categories at all. I think I had Christmas and I had an emergency fund one, and that was it. I didn't have any of these at all. I used to just give myself an allowance every week, and that would cover everything in these. So it'd cover anything I wanted to spend on work or beauty or fuel or car maintenance or birthday. It would just cover within that week. But then I slowly started to get really into budgeting and managing money, and I got more savvy with it. So then I started breaking down my categories a lot more, and this is just what works for me. But one thing I will say is if you can go cashless for personal spending, it definitely does help. Before I'd give myself say £30 or something like that for personal spending for me, and I'd spend it all every week. There was never anything left. Whereas now I do tend to find a good half of the time, I would say, all of my personal rolls over. And also you get to see where you spend the most money, and for me it's like things for work. But I know some people have eating out categories, so that might be one to consider, just to see where your money goes, and it is a great way to see. So I'm going to go ahead and look at these. The first thing I'm going to do is just put a note here, and that is £10 is going to emergency fund. And that is because I automatically put in any side income or any hustle money straight into my goal, and that is my goal at the minute. One thing I might just quickly do is where emergency fund is, I might just count how much is in this one. Obviously there is more than this, but it's in the banks. There's 20, 30, 40, 50. So I'm going to go ahead and just make a note there, just to help me keep track a little bit better. Flip it, and then here I'm going to add another 10 to this. So I know now there's 60, just based on that extra income that I've just put in. Okay, so now we're going to break down the £100 that I've already got here. And the first thing I'm going to do is not work, Beauty is going to get 0. I know that already. And that's just because at the minute there's nowhere open for me to go anyway. I can't get a haircut, can't get my nails done. Maybe things will change in December a little bit. But I think even then it's going to be very low-key for a little while. Just because I think a lot of people are going to be rushing out to get hair and nails done maybe for Christmas. So we'll see how this goes. And I have got some money in here already. And I did want to get like a mini manicure, which won't be a lot anyway, so I'm pretty sure a week in December I could just throw a £10 or something into this and that would cover it anyway, so I'm not too worried about that. Fuel needs to get 15. Where is fuel? And this is why I always leave a gap. Here we go. So fuel is going to get 15. So I'm just going to take that 5 out and leave it at the bottom and take 20 instead. And then once I put 15 in, I'll get 5 back to put in there, and that'll give me my cushion again. So that's that one done. YouTube isn't going to get anything at the minute because I have just spent some money on giveaway prizes, and that will do for now. Work is going to get 10 like it always does. And I think my challenge this week is to not spend it. We'll see how that goes. And then the next one that I definitely want to do is personal, which is going to get 20. There's nothing that I really need right now. Like, I'm feeling pretty good about everything. So I'm not too stressed. But I think I am going to need some clothes soon. And I might try and treat myself this week. The weather's been really bad here right now, so it's really hard to do anything on a weekend. Not that there's anywhere to go. But it just makes you feel even more down when the weather's bad on top of everything else. So I might do a bit of online spending and treat myself to something this week. There's a few things I have had my eye on. So I might go ahead and do that as a little pick-me-up. So the next one is birthday, which I might throw some money into birthday. Where is it? I'm gonna go ahead and throw 5 into birthday. Yeah, so if I take 5 out, and then I'm gonna go ahead and put 10 in instead. There we go. Sorted. So there's birthday done, and then what I might quickly do, Christmas, fuel. I might just swap these notes out quickly because I can. So I'm just going to put 10 back and have 2 5s for now. But I'm going to keep this to one side because I might try and swap those 20s in a second too. Okay, so I'll leave that up there. So that's those, and then now we've just got these left. Car maintenance is doing really well. Let's have a look. 20, 40, 60, 80. And we'll go ahead and do, I might leave it actually. So, do I want to leave it? Christmas and emergency fund are really taking over right now. So I think for now, I'm going to leave car maintenance. I have been putting a lot in anyway, so I'm not too worried right now. So I'm going to go ahead and leave that one. Christmas is going to go ahead and get 20 because it's desperate. So let's just do a little look how much is in here now. So we've got 20, 40, 60, 80, 90, 100, 110, 120, 130, 140, 145. I'm not spending anything again at the minute for Christmas. I've kind of stopped spending, and that's just because I want to wait for Black Friday now. And see what I can get for that. But I have been keeping my eye on a few things. So that's Christmas done, and then I've got this left. So I think what I'm going to do is throw 20 into emergency. And I'm just going to put it at the back. There we go. So now I have got in here 20, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80. And I think what I might do is every time it goes to like 150, is just go and cash it again, so that hopefully this one is never too full. But that's really good. And then just because I like to make sure that this gets something, I'm going to throw 10 into this one. And I might, because there's 2 here, swap this 20 for fuel and put 2 10s in instead, because that makes it easier. There we go. And 20 into fuel. Done. And those are all of my envelopes filled with that money. There we go. And that is my week all finished and set up for this week. I'm just going to go ahead and get a sticker to put here. And this is my budget sticker book that I use quite a lot. There we go. So I'm just going to grab this one. Put it at the bottom because I do like to keep track there. Well, that is shocking, I will say. I think I can do a little bit better than that. There we go. Okay, so there's that. And hopefully that will work out really well again this week. And if I can try and not spend that work budget and that personal spend again, then I'll have £30 left over from this week's budget that I can throw into my 2 goals at the minute. I'm doing really well with them, and I just want to keep pushing. Before we go, I just want to say that currently I'm still not hearing back for my last giveaway. So with that in sort of place, I am going to give it to somebody else. These are some of the items that were in my last giveaway, and I have contacted Faye and I've mentioned it, and I've left it for a while now and I've not heard back. So keep your eye down in the comments below for your name, because I'm going to go ahead and go back to that original post and choose another winner. And I'll choose that winner and drop their name in the comments below. So please look at the description to this video to see if it's your name that's in there. If it is, then please get in touch with me, because I would love to send these out to you as soon as possible. There is some more to this. I just grabbed 1 or 2 things that were in that giveaway, and I will post them all to you as soon as possible. But with that in mind, I hope you have a great week and your budget is a huge success, and I will speak to you in my next video. Bye.